everybody. I don't know why I have this in. We're live. We are live. We're talking about the Canadiens game tonight, of course, as per usual. And there's one thing that I'm going to say right off the bat. Cedric Fare. Cedric Fare. Cedric Fare. Cedric Fare. Cedric Fare. I hope that Cedric Fare gets used to hearing his name like this, because it's probably the only time he will hear it in reference to the NHL ever again. Especially after what happened tonight, which we will, of course, get into. So firstly, Avi's in here. Yes, dude, mad fights for a preseason game. It's nuts. I gotta make sure I pinged the Discord. Yes, I did. All right, perfect. Yeah, it was a crazy game, and we're gonna talk about every little bit that happened. Maybe not every single thing. I'm over dramatizing it, but we will talk about a lot of what happened, and we'll talk about the most important stuff that happened in this game. So yeah, I just want to say, everybody, again, my name is Harry Rice. For those who don't know, I'm a Canadiens channel, and holy shit, what a fucking game this was. I swear in the first 5 minutes, YouTube's not going to send it out anymore, but whatever. But yeah, Montreal played tonight. It was another preseason game against, this time, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Why do I say this time? Because it was looking more like the Toronto Maple Leafs than Thursday's Toronto Maple Leafs. So yeah, of course, stuff happened. Stuff went on. It was a very ugly game. And we're going to talk about it, of course. If you guys are new here, how we do this, or how I do this, I should say, is I go through the stats. I go through the lines for both teams. I give my little game summary recap analysis. I give the lines. That's where I give the stats for both teams after the game recap. And then we get on out of here. I'll read the chat's comments, of course, and questions, anything that you guys have. I'll read that as they come in, such as, I'm going to aim the camera down a little bit. There we go. Oh, you can see the top of the mic now. But yeah, Avi, hopefully Laine is all right. Of course, we're going to talk about that. And yeah, Lucas Hensley, I apologize if I butchered your name. Yeah, it was like a playoff game tonight, dude. It felt like it, especially in that first period. It felt like it. And yeah, Avi's saying take my time because I had said the stream was going to be a couple minutes late. We're back. Yeah, I will say real quick, MCW opening night tomorrow night, 5 p.m. right here on YouTube. You can already see the stream if you guys want to go give that a reminder for yourself. I'd appreciate that. Come by. I'm working very hard on it. I really hope it goes well. TBC, Bowens, yeah, streams for the preseason. I liked doing the videos last year, but I felt that I wanted to give myself a little more, get myself really ready for the regular season. I figured, why not? Streams for the preseason, we'll do it. And yeah, Elliot definitely have to drink to forget that Laine is probably done for a while, of course, and we will get to that once we start the game because it's right at the beginning. And Delva Friend, yeah, special teams, they're trash. Special teams were trash to this game. They have been trash. Well, not even necessarily special teams. The power play was trash for the Canadiens this preseason so far. I will say, Marty St. Louis is not a power play coach. Now, of course, is there a chance that he's just trying stuff out and he knows what he wants in the regular season? Maybe. Still, looking at just the preseason, especially off this game where the Habs get 7 power plays, and I get they're missing probably their third best shooter on the team, the guy who has the best shot overall, but the guy who has the third best overall shot. You guys get what I mean? On the team. So yeah, I hope that Marty is ready for getting judged very critically in the regular season for the power play, especially if they don't work early on like they did tonight. I still have trust in him, but that's the only thing I will say. Should have scored at least once on the power play. We'll get to that. Finally, again, ear infection. That sucks, TBC. I hope that ends up getting cleared up pretty quickly. I'm sorry about that. Faggio, why the bottom look like the shit from NHL franchise mode? Look good though. Hey, thank you, Faggio. Also, yeah, that's kind of sort of what I stylized it off. Was the NHL franchise mode ticker at the bottom during the trade deadline? I was like, that looks pretty cool. Let me see if I can do something like that, and I kind of can. I'm glad about that. Avi, how's it going, man? Dolphin friend, yeah. Honestly, they should ban preseason, bro. At this point, the Habs should just opt out. Like, yeah, we don't need a preseason. We'll just have practices. We'll work through what we need during the season. We feel like our luck is much better there. I want this 1-1 tie this preseason. I mean, well, Yoshi Bros. Habs dominating the regular season, so you guys can have the preseason all you want. Too many stud players playing in preseason? Yeah, probably, honestly. Yeah. I mean, like, we didn't need guys like Laine and Suzuki and Caulfield playing tonight. Oh, my God! Oh, no! G-Day Davo, thank you for joining the Puff Club. I appreciate that. Let me actually get the notifications. I apologize that your thing didn't show up. Well, fully, I should say. But GJ, thank you very much for joining the Puff Club. I appreciate it, my good sir. I'm gonna see if I can. All right, there we go. Now, if we get any alerts, they'll appear over the MCW thing. All right, there we go. I forgot about that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that thank you for the subscription, my good sir. Also, I love that the my sub thing went from 1,050 to 1,060 because it was glitched. I love that. Bruins played their guys like once and they're done. Exactly, Avi. Yeah, it's like I kind of agree with that because Suzuki, Caulfield, Slough, these guys are gonna make the lineup. Laine and Dach, I sort of get them playing more preseason because I sort of get it more so because they were injured for a lot of last year. They do need to get the wheels pumping and get all right, you guys need to get back in game shape. But he really didn't need to be playing tonight. He really didn't. I didn't watch the first 2 periods today since I was out. Yoshi Bros, you missed a lot. Holy shit. Most of the best teams don't care about preseason because they already know who their guys are. Exactly, TBC. It's literally just preseason. Even like a team like Montreal, who's like right at the end of the rebuild, they basically know who's going to make the roster. There's really 2 spots open. 4th line center, because it's probably Dvorak right now, and 3rd line right defense. There's 3 guys that are in that spot right now, and the 4th line center spot looks to be open with Beck, Kapanen, and then Dvorak, of course. Montreal doesn't have many holes right now in their roster, And Faggio, yeah, the leg is not supposed to bend like that. We'll talk about that when we get to line 8. Like, holy shit. I saw the replay just before I went live. I rewatched that, and I was like, oh. We'll talk about it, though. Lucas, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. Good to see you in here. It's been a while since I've seen you, man. Exactly, Avi. It's really for the AHL guys. Just put on a NHL jersey, go out and enjoy the moment, and really basically 4th line spots. I mean, unless you're a team that has a feeling for a top 6 spot, and maybe there's a couple guys that surprise in camp, maybe like Toronto with Nick Robertson. I think he's already made the team, but these 2 games against Montreal really probably solidified that, and we'll get into why, because Robertson was probably the best actual Leaf player, excluding the goalies. He was very much the best Leaf player out there tonight. Dolphin friend, yeah, Jack guy's a Hab for life, dude. He should never leave the Montreal Canadiens, dude. Never. Top 6 honestly should play once and be out. Avi, yeah, like once, maybe once near the beginning, and then once at the end, just that last game, probably just, get the guys going before the season. Yeah. Maybe we should just use this line versus opening night for the Canadiens. Oh, Yoshi, then you guys will probably get destroyed 7-0, honestly, let's be honest. JD Devo, yes, pain and suffering, dude. Pain and suffering being a Habs fan right now. Avi, yeah, it's going to be epic, man. Paul, am I going to get a number 13 jersey? Probably not, because jerseys are like $3,000 right now. Jesus, like, they're so overpriced, unfortunately. I would consider getting like the 13 patches and just replacing them on the Caulfield jersey I already have. This one, obviously. I would consider that, but right now I'm not. I'm just going to stick with the 22. I love Caulfield changing his number for Gaudreau, but I don't think I can. I don't think I really want to switch it out right now. Maybe if he has a career year this year, maybe I will, but yeah. Dolphin, no. We didn't lose the Laine trade, dude. We got a 2nd-round pick for Jordan Harris, and Laine was basically just, can you eat his contract? Like, can you please eat his contract? So, really, we got Laine for free. It was Harris for a 2nd, and then literally the Leafs' 4th-line center tries to make a name for himself, and he's probably going to the ECHL this year. Like, I'm trying not to go off on him yet, because I want to do that when we get to the actual when it happens in the game. I want to get that. And by the way, if you guys could let me know, please, how's the stream look? How's it sound? Much appreciated. Am I too loud? Am I too low? I doubt I'm too low. But am I too high? Am I at the right volume? Just let me know if you guys could. JD, or GJ, your name is very hard in that manner for me to pronounce. I apologize. I'm going to call you Devo. Devo, so who ends up in Laine's spot? Like Lucas said, probably Joshua, I would imagine. W volume? Oh shit, let's go, boys. Hell yeah. Thank you, Avi and Sons, by the way. Appreciate that. Sound and HD looks great. Hell yeah. But yeah, Devo, I agree with Lucas. I think it's probably going to be Joshua Waugh. Maybe if they want to replace Big Boy with Big Boy, they go Josh Anderson. But I think it's really if they really believe that Josh Anderson can rebound, which he won't, let's be honest. But they could maybe do that, especially if Laine ends up only being out maybe a couple weeks. Just get Andy in that role and then, roll Laine back as you can. But it looks bad. Just on the replay, it looks bad. Okay. I'll say, there have been injuries that have looked horrible, and the guy's back in a week or two. There's been injuries that don't look good, that don't look bad, and then they're out for the rest of the year. Like Kirby Dach's injury didn't look that bad. He was out for the whole year last year. So there are instances of that. I'm really hoping this is one of those injuries that looks horrible, out for the year, and Laine's back in 2 weeks. I want that to be the case. I don't want Laine out for the year, or I don't want him out for 3 to 4 months and he comes back in January. Will the fans cheer him when he returns? Yeah, absolutely. Probably they will, because they just got back one of their probably best goal scorers already. They get him back. I want him out at most 2 weeks, if we're lucky. Lucas, yeah, and hopefully the Reinbacher injury as well. We're not even talking about Reinbacher because everybody's focusing on Laine and the Xhekaj stuff that happens there, which we'll get into. Yeah, Reinbacher's injury hopefully isn't a case of an injury that doesn't look bad, and it really is. Hopefully it's just he got shaken up, they pulled him for precautionary reasons, maybe his leg was sore, and he's fine for maybe the last preseason game of the year. Hopefully. Yeah, because I want Reinbacher to play AHL games this year. I think that he's a guy that could really take that next step, and then next year make the NHL roster. I wholeheartedly believe that's what we could see Reinbacher do this year, is play very, very well, and then, yeah. Oh, Sons, yeah, dude. Arber cooked tonight, dude. Arber, he solidified his spot in that third left defensive spot, and that's not a shade towards Arber Xhekaj. That's just where he is. That's where he is. Arber Xhekaj is going to be that third line. Lefty, very big energy guy. Go out, get some fights going. Good defense. Some offense once in a while. And yeah. Alright, so now with that being said, let's get into the lines and all that stuff. Yeah, let's get into that. I'm actually going to move the notes over to the left side, and there we go. Clip Champion, oh my god, it's been a while since I've seen you. Holy shit, Clip Champion, thank you for coming by, man. And yeah, it was hard to watch tonight, especially that first period. I thought things were going to get out of hand, and they quickly did. I didn't expect it to happen that quickly, but yeah. By the way, I apologize if my hair keeps, flooping over. Not as bad as that, but keeps flooping over. It's bugging me. I don't know if it's bugging you guys, but I took my shower like I do this morning. You know how you take showers, those weird things you don't do often? No, but I took my shower this morning. I forgot to brush my hair when I got out, so it's flumping towards the front. I hate that. At least Kirby got on the scoreboard. That was nice to see. Yeah, Avi, yeah. Getting Dach on the scoreboard was very nice to see. That also was that was nice to see. Oh, for some reason Lucas's comment isn't showing up because I'm on Top Chat. That would explain it. Such a dirty neon knee. No need. It's preseason. Hopefully Laine is alright. I've seen people laugh on X. Yeah, dude, Nick. I've seen people laugh about it on X, and it's all Leafs fans. It doesn't surprise me. I don't want to hate on the Leafs fandom because I feel like it's overdone, but they make it so fucking hard not to make fun of them. They make it so goddamn hard. And seeing people laugh about this, laughing at Tavares' injury was funny. Laughing at Joe Pavelski was funny. Because those were really weird things that happened as a result of plays, and it was so weird how they happened. And I should say it's not necessarily laughing at the injuries. It's laughing at the circumstances around the injuries. Laughing at Ben Sherrod hits John Tavares, and Corey Perry ends up kneeing him in the face somehow. Like, that is funny. Hearing that, oh, Joe Pavelski got off a face-off guy, that's not funny, but when you think, yeah, he tripped over a guy's stick when it wasn't on the ice, that's funny. You know? It's laughing about stuff around the circumstances, you know? You're not going to see anybody laughing at, oh, line across the line, across the blue line, and some guy stuck his knee out. You're not seeing people laugh at that. You're seeing people laugh at this dude who's an elite goal scorer got injured. This guy who's on the Canadiens, even with them being a rival team, yeah, let's laugh at this guy getting hurt. And exactly like Lucas said, Habs fans have never gone out of their way to laugh at Leafs injuries. For example, even not even with the Leafs. I have beef with Flyers fans and I have beef with the Flyers. Would I laugh if Matej Michkov got hurt? Probably not. Am I happy that he's doing good in preseason with them? Yeah, good for the kid. I always like to see young kids like that making the NHL right out from camp and not go down to the AHL or whatever. I'm glad for Michkov. I hope that he makes the NHL this year, which he will. Come on. But I hope he ends up putting up 30 goals, 60 points, has a really good rookie season. Will he? I hope not, but I hope he does. You know? But yeah, we've never gone out of our way to laugh at Leafs injuries. It's always been the Leafs fans that go out of their way to do it to us, to try and get under our skin, when really it just makes them look like really big assholes. Alright, and it's not even like the type of asshole like a Keemstar, where you kind of admire him because he's an asshole, and, you know, he accepts that, and he plays into that. You know? It's not that level of being an asshole. It's where you pretend that you're not, and you pretend that you're better than the people that you're around, essentially. You pretend that you're in a better fan base, you know? So for me, I and like Lucas said, yeah, what pisses me off is Leafs fans saying couldn't have happened to a more deserving fan base. It's like, dude, why? Like, that is incredibly unnecessary. Like, you do not need to go out of your way to insult a hockey team like that. Yeah, Lucas, I mean, no insult, no offense to Keemstar, because Keemstar's fucking awesome. I love Keemstar. He's wrestling at MCW opening night tomorrow. Come by, 5 p.m. EST. I actually didn't mean to... Actually, no, he's not wrestling. He's managing a team that's wrestling. I didn't actually mean for that to be an accidental plug. Keemstar was the first one that came to mind. But again, like, you look at Keemstar. He's the guy that he isn't fake. He doesn't acknowledge... He acknowledges that he can be a dick, you know? Because he can be. But he tells it like it is, and he's genuine. All right, and then you look at Leafs fans. And they're very much that, oh, we'd never laugh about an injury. They're going to be saying that a week from now. We never laugh at injury. We never, insult fan bases for applauding a guy who goes after the guy who injured a player. We never do that. You know? They're the type of guys that fake genuinism, that fake being genuine just to get a couple followers. And then those followers realize they're an asshole and unfollow them. Darkness, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I heard what happened to Laine. I hope he's okay. Darkness, yeah, dude, me too. Absolutely. And I will say, guys, real quick, while we got 13 people here, if you guys want to find out the match card for the MCW YouTube channel, look on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at MCW_YT. Yeah, I'm going to try and get it. There you go. You guys can kind of see it a little bit. But, yeah, if you guys could go check that out, send a follow our way, that'd be much appreciated. And yeah, I like I said, it'd be appreciated. It'd make me a little happy after what happened tonight with the Canadiens, which we'll get into that in a couple minutes here probably. I gotta catch up. Zach, thank you, man, for the GGs. Yeah, Matthew's so overrated in big moments. Pasta outplays him in all series against the Leafs. Pretty much, Avi. Pretty much. Wait, what do you want me to follow? It is on Twitter at MCW_YT. So basically, MCW YouTube, but MCW_YT. You guys can find all the matches that are going to be happening tomorrow on there. Taking a piss. If you guys want to follow the account, I'll shout you guys out on stream. I'll do that. And, that'd be appreciated. And again, if you guys could also go on the channel, go under streams, you'll see MCW opening night as a stream that's coming up tomorrow at 5 p.m. If you guys want to remind yourselves about that, if you're interested in that, please do so, because it's going to be fun. I put in a lot of work, and there's actually a lot of work still that I need to put in on this. Like, for example, I have to get the actual matches on OBS Studio. I gotta do the match card images on OBS. I gotta finish. Finish a couple things that I'm gonna be showing. I don't want to say what they are because I don't want to spoil the surprise. There's a lot of shit that I gotta do, bro. There's a lot of shit I gotta do, and I'm gonna be doing that all through tonight and probably into tomorrow. So, yeah. When's the last time you heard from Obermeyer? Lucas, like 3 weeks ago, he messaged me. I didn't respond, but he messaged me like 3 weeks ago. Also, yeah, how's it going, Nick? Thank you for coming by. I don't know if I read your comment. Oh, no, yeah, I did. I read your first comment. I'm a Sens fan. I sometimes cringe when what we say at injuries. Also, I don't laugh when I'm a Sens fan. W, Nick. Hell yeah. But some Sens fans cough bad view on the entire Sens fan base. That is very true. That is very true. Sometimes like that, there can be horrible fans who just make the entire fan base look awful, and I hate that. Suns, yeah, dude, like Laine's been at it for like 6-7 years at this point. Like, Jesus. Ernest, how's it going, man? Blue Jays lost against the Marlins 8-1. Oof. What's the at? The at is MCW_YT. You guys can find that there. The logo should be similar to the MCW you see up here. It should just be an MCW like this. No opening night. There should be text under it, though. And, like I said, if you guys want to send it shoot a follow. Sons, thank you for following MCW_YT. Much appreciated. Like I said, if you guys want to go over, follow the account, follow the MCW account at MCW_YT on Twitter, aka X. I'll shout you guys out if it sends me the notification, which it seems pretty good at that. Was he asking for money because he's abandoned some random Ontarian town? No, he was not. He literally just said hello, and I just didn't reply. Sens Buzz also blame Olmark when there were 3 Leafs when he made 24 to 26 saves in the first period. Yeah, Nick, exactly, dude. Like, Olmark was genuinely the best Sen the other night against the Sabres. I saw a little bit of that game, not a whole lot, because the Habs were also on, of course. Oh my god, Suns is liking every fucking match tweet. Thank you, Suns. I appreciate that, man. Liking and retweeting. Oh my god, thank you, dude. Yeah, dude, Suns, because, yeah, you've got a lot of, like, guys on your Twitter that follow you for wrestling, dude. Thank you. I appreciate the retweets and shit. Yeah, three Sabres. Yeah, not Leafs. Yeah, 3 Sabres. Yeah, that was the game. Yeah. But yeah, that I saw a little bit of that game. That was crazy. Never forget Zarbian's hair. Lucas, I would very much like to forget about his hair fetish. I'd very much like to forget about that. Oh my god, 7. Thank you, Sons. Habs need to make sure Alex Newhook is on the correct line. He can score, but he might need to find a spot in the top 6, not the 3rd line. Avi, yeah, I think he'll end up being on that 2nd line because he is a fast guy. He's fast. He's speedy. I think he fits on the wing with Dach and probably Anderson, I would think. That is a big boy fast line. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. I would like Newhook on that 2nd line center spot. I don't think they want to run Suzuki, Dach, Newhook, Evans, especially with the injury to Laine, because then they'd have to do Waugh and then find maybe an Anderson or a Gallagher on that 2nd line. I think they would have felt more comfortable with Newhook on the 3rd line as a center if Laine doesn't get injured, because then you can probably run something like Waugh and Laine with Dach and then Newhook on the 3rd line, whereas you could probably have traded Dvorak. I honestly don't think now. Not that it really even matters, because again, Laine's hurt right now. That should be the number 1 concern. Him and Ryan Bacher, of course. Yeah. Yakimchuk versus Hudson on Tuesday is going to be fun. Yeah, it is going to be fun to watch Lane Hudson do his thing. I agree. But yeah, Newhook can't play third line still. I mean, productive. He missed like 25 games last year and still put up career highs in, I think, goals and points. So he's still pretty solid. Lucas, hey, thank you for coming by, man. It was nice talking to you as well, Lucas. Hope you come by more. I'd love to see you and love to talk. Hell yeah, man. Hit me up on Twitter when you can. You got a selfie with Lane Hudson. Holy shit, Abby. Let's go. That's fucking awesome. Oh, he did word. Let's go. Hey, Bobs. How's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. Yeah, point per game in the preseason. He is pretty good. Yeah, dude. He scored that really nice goal. First preseason game against the Leafs. That was a good goal. All right. Almost 30 minutes into the stream, I think we should finally get into the lineups and start working on the recap. So the opening lines for the Canadiens were Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Newhook, Dach, Laine, Waugh, Beck, Anderson, Farrell, Kendata, Davidson, Matheson, Reinbacher, Hudson, Savard, and Xhekaj Mayu. Sam Montembeault gets a start in net for the Canadiens, and Caden Primo backs him up as he would... I put likely play the second half of the game, and turns out he would. The opening lines for the Maple Leafs were Nyes, Holmberg, Robertson, Cowan, Lawrence, and Nylander, Alex, of course. Abruzzi, I keep mispronouncing that dude's name. I feel like that's almost a thing that I do yearly at this point. Quillen and Grebenkin with Hoivanen, Parr, and Turfberg on the fourth line. Rifey, Timmins, Benoit Matsunen, and Kokkonen Myers were on the blue line, with Dennis Hildeby getting the start for the Leafs. I thought Artur Akyemov would get the second half of the game, but no, they went all the way with Dennis Hildeby. Dennis Hildeby. 12 seconds into the game, Reinbacher gets hit, and he goes to the back. He would not return. I'm actually going to look on the Habs Twitter really quickly just to see if there's any like updates. I don't think there are going to be, especially not at this stage of the unfortunately. Yeah, no, the last thing they posted was 49 minutes ago for the post game stuff. I don't think we are going to get any updates tonight, unfortunately, but if we do, it's probably just going to be like Patrik Laine is getting evaluated, David Reinbacher is getting evaluated. We'll have updates in the morning, it's going to be stuff like that probably. I don't think they're going to diagnose anything on, as well as stuff like Arber Xhekaj, for example. We'll get into it then. We'll get into it then. I'll mention it when we get to it. Laine has a good chance around the net. There's a good defensive a wide open net chance actually. That's 40 seconds in. Dach then gets tripped on a wrap try. Habs to go to the power play. Hudson, he gets a chance. He was generating good looks around the net. He was looking quite solid. Leafs down. It is a knee-on-knee by Cedric Fare. And this is where the game immediately devolves. So Laine's down for a good 10 seconds before the refs blow the whistle. And I'm not going to get pissy about this. Habs don't respond immediately. And I think they knew why. They didn't want to jeopardize a potential power play, 5-on-3. The issue, there was no power play off of that play. There was nothing. All right, it's the guy sticks his knee out. It is something where you do not do that. You do not. You don't knee-on-knee someone. Anybody. Let alone a guy like Laine, who has all this hype around him. He's a superstar that should have been. He's a should-have-been superstar who has an elite shot, and you don't knee-on-knee him. You can forecheck him. Yeah, absolutely. You can stick-check him. You can body-check him. Don't do something like a knee-on-knee. So the Habs don't respond to me, like I said. They probably wanted the 5-on-3. Hey, we'll get him on the scoreboard. That type of thing. There's no penalty. Habs fans boo the shit out of the refs. And I will say, this is when the game changes. And again, it's only like 2-3 minutes in. It's only like 2 minutes in, but like still, this is where the game changes. This goes from just another preseason game where, oh damn, guy gets hurt. It's a penalty. You hate to see that, especially in preseason. That's where it goes from that to, okay, well, we gotta fuck this guy up now. This game changes. And this game is lost by the officials. And I don't mean that the Canadiens lost this game because of the officials. No, the refs lost control of this game. At this point, when they do not give a 5 in a game to Cedric Fare. Now, should it have been necessarily 5 in a game? I think it should have been. I don't know if you can give 5 for kneeing, but at least 2 for kneeing in a game is conduct. You can probably give something like that. At the very least, the 2-minute minor should have been called. That's where it should have been called. But there's nothing. Leafs clear after the stoppage in play. Habs are over 1 on the power play. There's no shots there. Exactly. You don't knee any player because it's dirty. Now, if it's unintentional, it's just you don't see each other. It's a collision. Yeah, obviously, there's nothing you can do there. That sucks. But it is a cheap shot. Exactly, Bob. It's a cheap shot. It's dirty. And it's not one of those where, okay, well, this guy was trying to turn and he ends up pivoting and he did it the wrong way and they knee on knee. No. This guy is already standing like this, sticks the knee out with the stick, and it's a knee on knee. It is a clear, dirty knee on knee play, and it should be punished, It could be career ending. We'll talk about being punished in a minute. And I don't mean that necessarily for what Xhekaj does. Exactly, he stuck out his leg pretty good. If you, on the initial play, seeing it in real time, I thought, when they showed the replay, my first thought was honestly, okay, well, maybe it's just he's trying to just make the play, he's on the penalty kill. Like I said, I went back and I watched the replay a couple times right before I came up here live. That is completely dirty. That is a bullshit play in preseason. Like Sun says, playing that in the big preseason is fucking wild. Firstly, Sun. Not Suns, but Sun. I'm talking to Cedric Fare because there's a good chance he watches this. Because let's be honest, he's never going to get talked about again in terms of being in the NHL. This is the closest he's going to get right here. Cedric Fare. You do not do that. You do not knee on knee somebody, and when somebody then wants to go with you in response because you injured a player, you fucking fight them. Alright? And to anybody who doesn't know who Dennis Fare is, which is probably 99% of hockey fans, Dennis Pare's not a small guy. Alright? But you know what? We'll talk about that in a second. Alright, we'll talk about that in a second. Because here we go. After the power play, Fare steps on the ice. Xhekaj, little, shoulder to shoulder. Hey, we're going. And I'm certain he said that. Hey, we're going. Fare just goes to skate away. Xhekaj grabs a hold of the back of his jersey. Waffles him. Unfortunately, it's not the level of Steve Moore, Todd Bertuzzi, where the ensuing pileup would then break his neck. Unfortunately, it's not to that level. But Xhekaj with a good punch to the back, it's basically to the side of the head, actually, not even to the back yet. Fare goes down, and Xhekaj gives him at least 5 or 6 good ones. Back of the skull, top of the head. He retaliates. And you know what? This is the referee's fault. Again, if they call Fare, it doesn't even need to be 5 in a game. If it's a 2-minute minor, you call him for a 2-minute minor, the Habs probably don't retaliate. Guys like Xhekaj, Anderson, Savard, they probably go over hey, let's fight. Hey, let's fight. They don't go this far if the refs penalize him. They don't go... Xhekaj doesn't do this if the refs get control of the game early on. So yeah, Xhekaj just feeds Fare, again, 5, 6, 7 good shots to the head. And then the Leafs come in, the Habs come in, and... yeah, Xhekaj immediately just goes to the box, slams his glove down. Luca, I see Suchi and Christ in chat. Oh, Christ. Hey, Luca, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. Xhekaj slams his glove down, says, "You loser, fuck you." I remember the all-time leader in knee-on-knee hits was Ulf Samuelsson. Took Mario Lemieux down one night. Damn, Mario was sticking him. Holy shit. And then weren't they teammates for a while, too? No. Well, no, Samuelsson. No, I'm thinking of, what's his face? With, Cam... No, I think that was Ulf Samuelsson. No, I think they were teammates for a while then. I'm pretty sure Ulf Samuelsson was on the Penguins at one point then. And see, now, this is where I gotta mention being punished. So, first of all... massive props to Arber Xhekaj. Nobody else on the team. They were teammates. Oh my, yeah, they were teammates. Thank you, Bob. I had a feeling you'd recognize that. You'd remember that. I knew you were watching hockey at that point, so I figured you'd remember. Thank you. Arber Xhekaj, again, first of all, massive props. Goes over, next shift, doesn't wait till the end of the game, doesn't wait for any of that, like, doesn't wait for the game to continue. No. I'm going over there, and I'm fighting this dude. He should not be here right now. Avi, that's another thing. Pare makes no attempt to get out of the way. You can kind of tell when it's an accident because most of the time, both guys will go down. You know, it'll be you know, both guys will go down. If it's an accident, typically, okay, it's a knee on knee, both guys will go down. Maybe one will get up faster and the other one's down a little bit. Those are usually when you can tell it's an accident. Here, Pare stays right up. Laine goes down and Pare stays right up. Alright? And you can't tell me this guy has phenomenal balance. Because in the Xhekaj fight, he hits one punch and he goes down. Like, literally, it's first shot and he ends up going down. You can't tell me this guy has good balance. Alright? Ryan Bacher and Laine got hurt. That's disgusting. Craig Berube style. I mean, Darkness, that won you a cup, bro. That's all I'm going to say. That won you a cup. But yeah. And again, so speaking of punishment, again, props to Arber Xhekaj. He took matters into his own hands. I appreciate that. Hopefully everybody buys him a goddamn dinner over the next, technically month, because like 20 guys on the team, so say one a night. Hopefully Xhekaj doesn't have to pay for dinners for the first month of the season, at least. I would say the whole year, but I mean, it's some AHL guy, you know, who still took out probably your biggest star coming into the season, I should say. But, yeah. It was brutal to watch. I can imagine Darkness outside of the 1 year. I can imagine. I mean, it's the Blues in general, but yeah. But yeah. So, punishment. I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. I would put a poll, and actually I can because I do have the stream open in another tab. I'm going to ask you guys this. I'm going to leave the vote up to y'all. I'm going to leave the vote to you boyos. All 19 of you who are here and anybody who comes in afterwards. How do I do this? How do I do a poll? Oh, engage with the audience. All right, start a poll. I'm going to ask you guys this, and I'll get my thoughts on this in a second. The knee buckle was horrible. Oh, my God. Yeah, dude. It's the knee buckle with Laine, because he gets hit, and immediately it's like the leg, like, wobbles for a second, and it's like, oh, that... Someone said it earlier, and yeah, the leg is not meant to bend that way. Now, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm just writing this poll out. For some reason, I can't talk. And I'm going to leave it to a simple yes or no. I'm not going to say, like, oh, this many, oh, this many. Just a simple yes or no. I'm going to pose the question to you guys, and I'm going to answer in a second myself. Should Arber Xhekaj be suspended for what he did to Cedric Fare? The foot planted, the knee kept going. Keep moving exactly, sons. Yeah, dude. Like, the foot planted, and the leg kept shaking for a minute. Like, oh. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. Now, I just realized I actually can't vote because I'm in the chat. I'm technically not signed in for some reason. But yeah. So, the poll. No, I don't want to close the poll, technically. All right, I'll look at the chat on my stream for now. He's like and nobody players to the NHL, so NHL probably just like, I don't know. Exactly. So, what do I think? Do I think Arber Xhekaj should or shouldn't be suspended for what he did to Cedric Fare? I will say, from a moral standpoint, from the you injured my teammate, I'm going to hurt you, no, he shouldn't be. Because he's stepping up for a player that didn't get penalized for purposefully injuring a player on the team. From an NHL standpoint, yes, I do believe that Xhekaj will be suspended. Do I want him to be? Obviously, no. I'd love for him to just go on, play the next game. Cedric Fare probably gets sent down. Hell, it wouldn't even surprise me if the Leafs already have sent him down. Let me look on their Twitter. I don't know if they announced roster moves on their Twitter, but no, it doesn't look like they've announced it, which is a little bit surprising, honestly. But yeah, so now I see the votes are, I believe, 5-1 yes, which is completely fair. I think Arber Xhekaj will be suspended. Do I think that it's going to be a case of... Okay, I don't want to close the... Okay, there we go. Okay, so closing the poll. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, good. Closing the poll literally just closes it for me. All right. So again, while you guys vote, I think he will be suspended. Oh, what the shit? I just realized. Why does it post comments? That is weird. Exactly, Sons. For the NHL, it should be a suspension. That's a great way to put it. That's how I was trying to put it. Gary Bettman, the NHL owners and all that, will not want guys going after each other when a player gets hurt, especially in a case like this. I don't know if they're going to throw the book at Arber Xhekaj, because he does have a reputation of being an enforcer and being that big, tough guy. He doesn't have the reputation of being dirty. He finishes his checks. He's a relatively clean player. He doesn't have that reputation of being dirty. So I don't know if the Habs, or if the NHL will suspend him long time. Now, 10 games, I think if he gets suspended, 10 games is the max he does get. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up getting 3, though. And now, why exactly 3? Why exactly 3? Because there's the 2 preseason games against Ottawa. First game of the year is against the Leafs. Now, of course, Cedric Fare has no chance of making the Leafs roster anyways. So, but just by virtue of this guy wearing the Leafs jersey getting attacked by a Habs player, the Leafs would want to retaliate. And of course, Xhekaj would be able to hold his own against Reeves, against Matthews, against anybody they send onto him from the Maple Leafs. Of course, he would be able to handle himself, obviously, and he probably would. He'd be able to do so 1v20 all by himself. But the NHL would not then want the game to deteriorate the way it did tonight. Granted, there wasn't cheap shots on every play. My voice, what the fuck? I'll take a sip of water in a second. They don't want the play to deteriorate. There we go. As much as it did tonight. And again, like I said, there weren't cheap shots on every play, but almost after almost every play, it felt like there was something. There'd be, 2 guys talking, 2 guys shoving, players getting shoved into goalies, a couple of extra fights that went on, which is kind of nuts. There was a lot that happened tonight for a preseason game. The NHL would not want that to happen a lot during the regular season. Now, of course, if it's something where it's, say, Panarin and Wilson, where Wilson takes down Panarin, George Floyd's him, puts him on the ground, punches him in the back of the head, whatever, injures him. And then you get that big, wrap the face off 3 fights. If you get something like that, the rest of the game was relatively normal after the first, 5 minutes, where you had those 5 fights and then, all right, that's over with. Let's play hockey. Let's do that hockey. With Arber Xhekaj, he's a guy who, if you go after him in the first minutes and he fights, he's not going to change his game. He's going to keep Arber Xhekaj. He's going to keep hitting players. You are not going to get him to just, okay, we fight, we're done for the game, I'm just going to do nothing. No. That's not him. That is not Arber Xhekaj. I do think he gets a 3-game suspension for that. And so that way, when we next play, I think it's in December or January, it's kind of dissipated a little bit. Xhekaj maybe still fights. It's still maybe kind of like when Gallagher headshotted Adam Pelech and they played 2 months later, and Gallagher just fought some random Pajot, I think is who he fought. He fought Pajot, and that was it. That was all the game was. That's all that really happened of note. I think it would get there. I think it would be just that by the time the next game between them happens. If Xhekaj's suspended for opening night, it would probably be that, where it's just, hey, look, you did parry in the preseason, we gotta drop the gloves, And Xhekaj would. He's not like Cedric Fare. He probably would drop the gloves. He'd be like, all right, fair, I'll drop the gloves. He would. He's not afraid of anybody. So I think the NHL does suspend him. Do I want him to be suspended? Obviously not. I love Xhekaj. He's one of my favorite Canadians. I don't want Xhekaj to be suspended. Do I think he will? Looking at a league standpoint, yes, more than likely. Yeah, the votes right now are 70-30 now, actually. Someone just voted. It's 70-30 yes. I think he will be suspended. Now, I actually maybe phrased that wrong. I shouldn't have put should he be suspended. I probably should have put do you think he will be suspended, but whatever. People probably read it as do you think anyways. But yeah. I'd give it 2 games, says Avi. I'd give it 3. I probably would give it 3 because of, opening nights against that team. They're probably going to be really going after him hard. You don't want, 2011 fight night. You don't want that going on. So, yeah. And like you said, Avi, yeah, Pare is a nobody NHL player. It's not like he's going to be in the lineup. He's a 3rd, 4th line tough guy where they would be jawing all game and it would get really intense. No. He's an AHLer, borderline ECHL player. He's a guy that, you're not going to hear of him again, probably. Bob says he didn't see the replay of Arber's response, so he can't vote. That's understandable. Matt Rempe would be in shambles with the cut on this. That's very true, Sons. That's very true. Yeah, Rempe is going to get rocked, probably by Arber Xhekaj, honestly. He is a 4th liner at best, is Rempe. He what's him? Sons, you heard what I said. You heard what I said about Wilson and Panarin. Fight Night Canada Edition. Sons, that would be very fun. I'll admit, as fun as it would be, I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. I don't think it'll happen. I'd love if it did, but it's kind of early in the season. It's literally opening night. I don't think the NHL wants an opening night game to dissolve to, hey, there's like 8 fights in the game, 10 players got ejected, and that's hockey. They've been trying to get away from that. Hockey is just violence and nothing else. They've been trying to get away from that since the 80s, or really since the 90s. And the fighting has naturally dropped off. It's naturally become more of a skill game. You're never going to get rid of fighting fully. You're never going to get rid of fighting. And funny enough, we're at a point where 3 fights in a game, it's like, oh my God, this is insane. This is crazy. We got 3 fights in a game. They mentioned tonight we didn't even get 3 fights in a single game last year, and we've already got 1 in preseason. Ow, my toenail. That hurt. I can't believe Slav dropped the gloves. Oh yes, he did. Avi, we'll get to that, man. He got paid. Be careful. Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's gonna get. Xhekaj's gonna get some guys going after him probably. Hey, Randy, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. With Laine out, Habs pretty much look like the same lineup last year. Assuming Laine is out, because again, this could very well be. We could all be overblowing it. It could come out tomorrow, and Xhekaj's fine, or Laine's fine. He'll be out like a week. He'll be good for opening night, for example. It could just be something like that, where he's out a week, he misses the last 2 preseason games, and he's in for opening night. Could it also be his season's over, or he's out a couple months? Absolutely. Could it be hey, Laine's actually perfectly fine. He was just really in pain in the moment, and we took him out for precautionary reasons. He'll be back. He'll be back whenever he wants to play, and it's like, okay, yeah. There's that chance as well. Anything's possible right now. I think he is probably out for at least a little while, but, yeah. Just watched a response from Arber. I think he does get suspended. This is from Bob. In part because he almost ambushes Party from behind side. Bob's, I completely get that. He basically does what it looks like. For me, I think, because I don't know if the video show you watched saw where Xhekaj goes against the boards and kind of bumps Pare. That's where I think he says, we're going. Whether you want to or not, we're going. And that's another thing I want to mention about Cedric Fare before we move on probably in a couple minutes. That's one thing I wanted to mention is that this dude is not small by any means. Now, Arber Xhekaj, he's 6'4", 240 pounds. At least that's what it lists on HockeyDB. He might have gained weight. He might have lost weight. Who knows? But 6'4", 240 pounds. That's a big boy. Yeah, that's a very, very big boy, actually. Cedric Fare, 212 pounds. Okay. Also 6'4". This is a guy who, firstly, is a big boy who doesn't throw the body around. He doesn't take many penalty minutes, it looks like, if any at all, in the leagues that he's played. His highest penalty minutes percentage is 10 penalty minutes in 9 games in the ECHL. And let's be honest, those are probably 5 minors, sorry. 5 minors. I don't know where the fuck I got 4 majors from. Majors in the ECHL are apparently like 2.5 minutes long. Even last year, 58 penalty minutes in 61 games. Like, if you adjust it for a full season, yeah, that's his highest. Discord, look. Alright, sons, give me a second. Oh, I'm looking on my Discord. Okay, no, I'm not. Where am I? Oh, god damn it. Alright, so David Pinota just tweeted out, and props to Sons for this. Actually, no, David Pinota from Patrik Laine of RDS. He translated this. I'll read from Patrick's tweet. Patrik Laine left the Bell Center on crutches and wearing a hinged knee brace on his left knee. David Reinbacher also left the same way, on crutches with a hinged knee brace on his left knee. They will be evaluated over the next few hours. So, thank you, Sons. But god damn it, that's not what I want to see right now. That I really didn't want to see that type of update. Bro. So, like, yeah, it looks like Reinbacher's probably going to be holding off his AHL debut for this season. Well, his season debut for the AHL, I should say. He played like 8 games last year. And Laine's going to be holding off his official Habs debut, his regular season debut. Unfortunately, yeah. Darkness, yeah, Xhekaj is what Rangers fans think Rempe is, yeah, basically. Exactly, Sons, yeah, you should always be worried about the big boys playing in preseason, you know? How many times, it feels like every preseason there's always one, even if it's just like a minor thing where, say, Anze Kopitar's out a week, he'll miss, the first 2 games of the year, maybe, because he played in preseason, you might see something like that. Kopitar's not actually hurt, by the way, for anybody watching, or just an example. But there's always 1 or 2, it feels like, where whether it's a minor injury or a major injury. Drew Doughty, I think it was in a game. He's out like 3-4 months now, and I'm pretty sure it was a preseason game that he got injured in. Yeah, that sucks. I thought NHL opening night was October 8th. Yeah, it's apparently Devils Sabres the 4th in the Global Series, which is weird because it's the 4th, the Global Series, and then the 5th there's preseason games. So the season starts while preseason is still going on. Yeah. Oh, he got injured in practice. Okay, thank you, Sons. But still, you still see guys. Patrik Laine is a perfect example. You will still see big boys getting hurt in preseason, and I get why they do play. Of course, they do need, especially Dach and Laine, for example. They played a combined 20 games last year. They need to get back in the shape of things. Oh, he did get injured in preseason. Oh, okay, I see. I see now. Okay, so preseason, yeah. Doughty, he's out, I think, 3 to 4 months now with a knee injury? Like, it sucks. It fucking sucks that this is what's going on. Randy, yeah, exactly. The video of the knee going backwards, that it doesn't look good, and yeah, now, of course, is it possible that, they're leaving on crutches and the knee braces just to be 100% safe, just so they don't really fuck up the knee? Yes, it's possible, but especially with Laine, it wouldn't... He wouldn't be leaving on crutches and the braces, and the brace, he doesn't have them both knees, the brace and the crutches. For me, Laine wouldn't be leaving that if he wasn't legit hurt in like a big way, unfortunately. I think that. It's also like a huge injury. Oh, it's like either a huge injury or, yeah, like 4 to 6 weeks, honestly, I think is best case scenario. Especially with him leaving on crutches and stuff, I don't think there's any way you look at that and it's like, he'll be out like a week. Misses the first month of the season, that's a good thing. Or that'd be the best sign possible, is if he misses a month. I think that's realistically the best, the best case scenario is him only missing a month. Bob, so these 2 injuries should we be discussing. First overall, no, Montreal's not going to be bottom 5 bad again, because Laine is going to get into the lineup at some point. Habs are still going to be competitive. They're going to be taking that next step. The power play is still going to be better because we don't have Burrows running the power play anymore. Hudson's still on the team. Reinbacher probably wasn't going to make the team anyways. We're with the 2 goalie system, like most teams, obviously. We're not going to be running 3 goalies, so the goalies are going to have more time to play. They're going to be playing in more of a rhythm, more of a constant rhythm. we're not discussing even a bottom 5 pick in my opinion. I personally don't think so. Yeah, for me, just, yeah. Sporty coming in, saw Arber fuck a dude up, that was elite. Hell yeah, Sporty, bro. We're actually just talking about that right now. Salty, who the fuck injured Laine? It is a 4th line AHLer. His name is Cedric Fare. He's from Levis, Quebec, which is unfortunate. He's 25 years old, 6'4", 212 pounds. He knee-on-kneed Patrik Laine during a Leafs penalty kill, but a Habs power play. As he was coming across the line, purposely stuck the knee out, and then refused to fight Arber Xhekaj, who had to attack him, basically. He had to, as you're seeing right as it's coming at the bottom of the screen now. He got 27 minutes of penalties for instigating, fighting, 2 for instigating, 5 for fighting, 10 for 10-minute misconduct, and 10 in a game for 10 in a game for the misconduct. A 10 for misconduct, which I believe was aggravating or something like that. And yeah, he the rest for jumping. Yeah, basically, exactly, Sporty. Yeah, so that's fucking crazy. And yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Laine's out of the game. The Leafs have a 7-minute power play. Just a reminder, Cedric Fare is not out of the game and unfortunately would not have his head taken off by the end of the game. Was Reinbacher projected to make the top 6 this year? No, Sporty, no. I think at this point, especially after the game he played tonight, he probably had a better chance over Mailloux. I think Mailloux is going down to Laval. But with him being hurt and probably out for a decent bit, it's probably Jaden Struble now that jumps into that spot, and Justin Barron's probably the 7th D. Could there have been a chance that in the final 1 or 2 preseason games he plays that Reinbacher impresses enough to take that spot? Yeah, it was possible, but he won't be doing it now, unfortunately. So, yeah, unfortunately that won't be the case. So, again, Leafs get a 7-minute power play. Nyes gets a shot. Nyes after a play. A little bit of aggression there. Leafs were leading the shots early 3-0. I was away in Italy for the last 2 weeks. Didn't see any hockey. Is Dach back yet? Yeah, Dach is back. He's played 2 preseason games, I believe. He played the first one, actually. So, quickly got rid of any rumors that, Dach isn't 100%. Dach isn't going to be ready. Now, at this point, it's really just rust. But, yeah, he's 100% and he's back. He looked good. He actually scored our only goal tonight. Spoiler alert, but he actually did score, did Kirby Dach. So, yeah, Suzuki ends up with a shorthanded look, but just doesn't get anything. The shot gets deflected out of play. And the Leafs score. Robertson puts one home. Really, really good shot. And that just trickles by Montembeau's pad. Habs end up being 0 for 1 on the penalty kill. I should actually mention the way the power play, the way the penalty kill worked for the Canadiens is it was the 5 for fighting, then the 2-minute for instigating. So, which I'll admit, kind of bullshit because every other time they run concurrently. This time they didn't for some reason. So, yeah. It would be the 5, so the Leafs could score 7 times in that 5-minute span, and it would still count. But then, of course, they score once in the minor, and that's done. So it was the continuous 5, and then the normal power play 2. So Habs end up being 0 for 1 technically, is what I put. Hudson then gets a shorthanded look, but a turnover though leads to a Leaf shot. Hudson in his own zone, then I should say, gives a puck away to a Leaf. There's a shot that ends up getting blocked by David Savard on a basically a 2-on-1. Nyes then a whistle pushes Matheson into Montembeau. Matheson gives him some good shots. Nyes is the only one to the box for roughing with 18 seconds left in the penalty kill, so the Habs end up being 1 for 2. Dach is back in all costs as everyone else, basically. Yeah, Sporty, you got that right. And, Bob, thank you for coming by, man. Had a very long day and a flight. You're done. See you soon. Hey, absolutely, man. See you soon. Hope you enjoyed the stream from what you saw, man. And, of course, like always, the replay will be here if you want to check it out in the future. So, Thank you once again, my good sir. 4-on-4, as I put in my notes, 4-no-4. 4-on-4, there's a Leaf shot stopped. It would end up being 7-0 in the shot. A Habs press ends with a Suzuki shot that gets deflected by what's-his-face out of play, Hildeby. So, thankfully, Habs would end the Leafs' shooting streak at 7 shots. Shots again at this point, 7-1 now, which kind of fucking crazy. That's what the case is here. The Habs 0-for-1 on the power play. Nyes has near break with his good stick play by Matheson. He was tired. He was at the end of a shift. He ends up stopping that rush. There's the first commercial break. 5:37 left in the period. So there's usually, 15, 10, 5, and that's how they do it. Yeah, first commercial break, like I said, 5:37 because just the 7-minute power play. Well, the Habs' early power play, then the 7-minute power play, then the Habs' power play, and plus play just seemed to go on forever after that. So, yeah. Caulfield gets cross-checked by Kokkinen off a face-off. Habs go back to the power play. That one was... actually, no, yeah. True. We were not 0-for-1 on the power play at this point. Yeah, we were 0-for-2, actually, sorry, off that one. So, I apologize. I have to mark this on the power play real quick, actually. So, yeah, there we go. We fixed it. So, Kokkinen, a little bit of a weak cross-check to draw the penalty, admittedly. But refs were not going to take any chances in this first. They didn't want anybody retaliating for anything. So, the Leafs on the penalty kill. It's the first unit for the Habs. It doesn't get much, if anything. Suzuki's unit, honestly, just wasn't super impressive. Sorry. Suzuki's unit wasn't super impressive. Now, of course, maybe Laine was there instead of Laine or Dach, maybe. So they had to mix things up, and it kind of screwed up the chemistry. But it wasn't clicking. It really just didn't work with that first unit, unfortunately, tonight. There was good passing by Hudson on the second unit. He gets a shot that almost beats Hildeby. There's then another offensive chance started by Hudson, but the Habs go 0-for-3 on the power play. This Bama UGA football game is crazy. Hell yeah, Avi. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Habs showed some toughness in tonight, though, for their players. Yeah, that is a very good sign, absolutely. Even if we are bad for the remainder of the year again, I would much rather the Canadiens show toughness and protect their players over losing and it just be, oh, okay, well, these guys hit them, but they're a better team. We can't really do much about it. I'd rather them stand up for themselves, especially if it's a guy like Arber Xhekaj, Michael Pezzetta, who would have fucked shit up if he was in this game. Florian Xhekaj when he gets here. Josh Anderson even. David Savard. These guys aren't afraid to go. Slavkovsky apparently isn't either from what he showed. Pare goes out. He then gets booed hard when he gets on the puck. Davidson has a good chance. Stick in midair, nearly put that home, but a good stop by Hildeby once again. He made a couple really good saves. Hildeby's the reason the Habs don't win this game, honestly. And funny enough, the Habs power play is the reason the Habs don't win this game. Anyways, yeah. Habs then go back to the power play with about a minute left in the period. Benoit of Simon variety, not Chris, is called for an elbow on Slavkovsky. Oh, shit. Elliott's saying that the following players have been assigned to the club's AHL affiliate. So, Owen Beck, that's not really surprising. Jared Davidson, not surprising. Sean Farrell, Riley Kidney, Philip Mazar, Jacob Perreault. Yeah, Perreault didn't get into in preseason games either. Xavier Simoneau, none of those surprising. Luke Tuch's a little surprising. I thought we might have wanted to give him, one last preseason game. I will actually agree with Sporty. Luke Tuch kind of robbed. I thought Luke Tuch played very, very well. I thought he honestly earned himself a decent, one last game with the preseason. But you know what? He was probably going down to the A anyways. I think their preseason's starting up in a bit anyways, so kind of makes sense. Florian Xhekaj admittedly kind of sucks. Sucks that he's getting sent down. Not that he sucks. It sucks that he's getting sent down, but should have known. There wasn't a spot open for him anyways, unfortunately. William Trudeau makes sense, and then, Connor Hughes. I thought Connor Hughes played a very good half period during the one game he got with the Canadiens, but he's the AHL backup, if not the starter. Surprised that there's no Jakob Dobesh, honestly. A little bit surprised that there's no Jakob Dobesh there, but maybe they give him one of the games against the Sinners. I would think maybe the game on Tuesday, they might give him half that game. Sporty, yeah, Luke Tuck is probably getting called up, I would imagine. I would imagine it's probably him or Oliver Kapanen if he doesn't make the team. One of those guys are 100% the first forward call-ups. And yeah, especially like if Laine's out, like I get that opens a spot for Pezzetta technically to be in the lineup. A little bit surprised they wouldn't do a guy like Luke Tuck though. Hey Grinch, how's it going, man? I am doing very good. I hope you're doing good yourself. I believe I recognize that the Grinch. Sorry, continue. Hey, no, sorry, I'm going through the chat in order, Grinch, but yeah, hope you're doing good too, man. Sons, what happened to Farrell? He is good. He's going to make the NHL. It's just a matter of he's getting pushed down the lineup because of new acquisitions. Like, if Patrik Laine wasn't here, Sean Farrell does probably get a fourth line role, I would imagine. If we didn't trade for Laine, I should say. I do think next year he gets a decent look, depending on what the roster looks like. But I think he needs 1 or 2 more years, and then he'll probably make the NHL. Or he's a trading piece. He ends up being a trading piece for a team that needs a future third line type of guy. That's what I could see happening. But yeah, I think he does make the NHL, though, for sure. Oh my god, Grinch, thank you for joining the Origin of the Puff Club, my good sir. Much appreciated. Thank you. I hope you guys can hear that, by the way. If you guys can't, that sucks. I'll have to fix that then. But thank you, Grinch, for joining the sub club. I don't know why it isn't showing on the sub counter. Maybe it's just going up slowly. But thank you. I'm glad that it's working. So yeah, Benoit is called for an elbow on Slav, kind of from behind. Thankfully, doesn't get him super, doesn't get him like to down him and injure him. But it's still, an elbow. He lifts it. It's from behind. Pretty dirty. Sporty, am I watching a movie post stream? No, because I think my best friend's going to bed soon anyways, I think. I think she's going to bed soon. But yeah, no, I am planning on watching the Lolcow Live camping trip, but that's probably something I could probably watch while I'm doing the stuff for the MCW. But yeah, if we got to talk 100% Sporty after stream, give me probably I would think 10-20 minutes. And I'll be able to, we can call right after stream. Well, give me 20 minutes with this, and then we can call right after stream. Puff Club, Puff Daddy, sons, don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. All right, so the Canadiens Habs look for an open shot. There's no screen on a Dach. The Habs look for an open man. There's no screen on a Dach shot. Bars. Leaf shorthanded press, but there's nothing. Caulfield to Suzuki, there's a shot and a rebound. Dach's one-timer. Gets blocked right at the buzzer. Had a really good chance there. Demonetized for that one, sons. Probably Sporty. So the shots are 10-7 for the Maple Leafs, and they have a 1-0 lead after the first period. That sucks. The Habs are on the power play. There's about 40-50 seconds left there. There's a couple chances, but there's not really a lot in terms of shots they get. Opportunities. There's chances. Nothing in the back of the net. The Habs are 0 for 4 on the power play tonight. And I think overall that's 0 for 45? Something like that. It's like 0 for 11 at this stage. It's trash. The power play does not look good, unfortunately. Okay, enough of the hair like that. Habs early after the power play, they get chances. Hudson was looking good. He was really the big guy who was generating offensive opportunities. Suzuki then gets tripped by Miettinen. Habs go back to the power play. Leafs get a clear. Habs gets shots. Hildebeef stops Dach and Caulfield. Pretty good opportunities there. Habs are 0 for 5 on the power play tonight. Hey, howdy, sons. How's it going, man? Howdy, Grinch. But yeah, Habs are 0 for 5 on the power play, and I believe that makes it something like 0 for 12 during preseason. I wish I was joking. Mayu has a good shot. That's just what I genuinely, I thought he scored on that. It looked like it went in the net, but it does go just wide by inches. You could say it's net in inches if we're going off of football terms. Sons, yes, Arber had 27 penalty minutes. Yeah, the 5 for fighting, the 2 for instigating, that's 7. 10-minute misconduct, and then the 10 game misconduct. The 10 misconduct and then the 10 minute misconduct. Game misconduct. So he did indeed have 27 penalty minutes, which is indeed absolutely wild. So yeah, he now leads preseason penalty minutes, by the way. I think in 2 games, 27 penalty minutes, which is just insane. So the Habs go to the power play. Mayo has a good shot just wide. There's a 2-on-1 for Suzuki to Caulfield. Pass across. Stopped by Dennis Hildeby. Goddamn, that sucks. Dach then goes to Matheson. Great one-timer, and that is somehow stopped. Shot out of mid-air by Matheson. Hildeby, I'll say this to Leafs fans who are watching, if there's any left still watching, you guys have a legit future goalie with Dennis Hildeby. I'm not going to say future top 5, top 10, but a future starter for sure. Hildeby looked very good tonight, and it looks very good in preseason overall. Caulfield then gets triple teamed on a Leafs opportunity, but then Slav behind the net with Rafi. He wants Adam. They go. Slav drops the gloves first. Rafi does. They hook up. Slav with 3 big bombs. Rafi, though, unfortunately, gets one. The refs end up pulling them down. Rafi then cheap shots Slav in the back of the head, because why wouldn't he? Slav, unfortunately, went to the back. Thankfully, would come back. It was probably just concussion protocol. They quickly decided, this guy's got a head of steel. He's good. Send him back out. He came back with 3 minutes left. This is, I want to say 8 minutes left, 9 minutes left, so it wasn't all that long he was in the back for, thankfully. But Slavkovsky dropping the gloves, that's crazy. Easton Cowan has a shot, and after the whistle, Miettinen with Dach and another Hab, they jogged with each other, kind of pushed each other a little bit. That was fun. Canadiens started getting more shots. They kind of tied the Leafs up a little bit. The game had a bit of an ugliness, of course, to it with the Laine stuff. I was kind of just stating the obvious there. Habs have a chance that just trickles wide of the net. I didn't see who got that. There was 3 Habs all in the vicinity of the puck. Beck has a good slot shot stopped. Say that 5 times fast. And then there's another one out of midair that gets stopped by Hildeby. He was very good with the midair chances for the Canadiens. Newhook and Grettenberg. Where the fuck do I get Grettenberg from? Greenberg's the movie. I don't know where I got Grettenberg out of. I don't know, but Grebenkin goes out with Newhook after a whistle. They wanted to go. Grebenkin sucker punches him with the refs holding Newhook back because, of course, he would. Both men get 2 each for roughing. I'm fine with that. That's 9-10 into the second period. And with that, Habs are actually on the power play shortly after this. But right here, yes, Greta Thunberg, yes. Oh, God, if Greta Thunberg's playing hockey, love to see it. Montembeau's out, and Montembeau comes out, and Primo's in for the rest of the game. So Montembeau allowing 1 goal on, I believe it was 14 shots. Played pretty good, honestly. Didn't get challenged a whole lot. The 1 goal he allowed was just a goal that it's on the power play. It's a pretty decent shot. Not, understandable that he allowed that one up. 20 seconds in, though, to the 4-on-4. Habs get a 4-on-3 power play. Robertson ends up tripping up Logan Mailloux there. The Habs just look terrible. No quick passing whatsoever. I kind of get it. It's a 4-on-3. Nobody really knows what to do on a 4-on-3 for some reason. Habs do get a shot from Matheson, but he then gives up a 2-on-1. Primo makes a great stop. Habs end up being 0-for-6 on the power play. Canadiens pressed, but they were just kind of deflated due to Laine's injury, especially at this point. This is where I said, Slav returned. This is where I said Slav returned as they went to commercial. It was actually with 5 minutes left, so he was actually out for only 3 or 4 minutes, if that. So, yeah. Leafs look to pressure, and then all of a sudden, after a whistle, or kind of before a whistle, I didn't hear a whistle after a puck went out of play, but third fight of the game, Josh Anderson and Philippe Myers. They were kind of shoving each other against the net. Anderson wanted to go. Philippe Myers dropped the gloves. Anderson hesitated for half a second, then drops the gloves. Anderson gets some bombs and then takes him down. Third fight of the game. This was getting pretty fun. Habs then press after a fight. Kandata is playing defense at this point. Laine Hudson, I should mention, played 9 minutes in the first period. his ice time went up. He played a total of 17 minutes by the end of the second period, so they needed to move someone to defense, and Kandada ended up being that guy. Played well, I thought. Wasn't super noticeable one way or the other. Wasn't noticeably good, noticeably bad. He was an adequate defenseman, we'll say. Which means he did his job well. Leafs press. Nyes has a shot wide. Slafting gets pressured against the boards. He gives it to Nyes, who has another shot that's just wide. So the shots are actually tied 15 apiece. Still a 1-0 Leafs lead after the second period. Habs early looks just kind of the same. Passing, not many shots. And Leafs end up scoring. Second of the night off of a deke. Not really a deke, but beats Lane Hudson with the speed. Nick Robertson gets on a puck on a really, really nice wrister. Just over the pad of Primo. Couldn't make the save in time. Really good shot. And just like that, it's a 2-0 Leafs lead. Once again, Habs look. No shots. Neither team really stepping up to, take control. And then, out of nowhere, Jared Davidson scores? No, he doesn't. Refs called it back, actually. Refs right on the goal line. The puck, the way it's shot, Davidson goes 5-hole, and it looks like the puck is just about to trickle over. The pads sort of close up. And Davidson is celebrating like he scored. The Canadiens are celebrating. And it takes 10 seconds, and the refs just, calls confirmed, no goal. They don't look at probably every angle. They get one or two angles. And I don't even think they were definitive angles, because we don't see the net cam at all. It probably wouldn't prove it, but still. Yeah, so what should be a 3-2 game for a team in overtime is still 2-0 for the Leafs. That sucks. Suzuki and Caulfield looked to set something up, just weren't able to bury anything, unfortunately. Hildeby was making some very solid saves tonight on Montreal. And speaking of Montreal, back to the power play. Timmins gets called for a slash on Newhook. Dach and Anderson get in there with Rafai. They had a little bit of a scrimblaging right there for a moment. Habs on the power play, try to press. There's a couple shots that get blocked. Leafs the other way, look for a shorthanded chance. They just end up killing time. Good on them. Habs are 0-for-7 on the power play tonight. Would I have liked this to go 7-for-7? Yes. Would it have been likely? No. Should we have scored at least one power play goal? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yes, we should have. Did we? Somehow, no. Leafs then get a power play like 10 seconds after our power play ends. Hudson's called for a hook on Myers. I don't know what you call that this late, honestly. I don't get how. Leafs press, not many shots. They were looking more for Robertson. He was left open, but the Leafs just couldn't get him for some reason. Get him to shoot, really. Habs are 2-for-3 on the penalty kill. Leafs in the zone. Fare gets maybe his 5th shift of the game. Really didn't notice him out there a whole lot. It was his first shift with the knee on knee. The shift where Xhekaj takes him out. The shift where he gets booed. The shift where he gets booed. And then this one in the third, I don't think he played that much at all. Like, if I could look at the box score, like, I don't know if it's going to be up whatsoever. I'll look right now, and I'll give you guys a quick update on the scores around the league right now. Kraken are tied with the Oilers 4-4. The Flames are up 4-2 on the Canucks with 6 minutes left in that game. The Lightning ended up beating the Preds beat the Lightning 6-0. That game just flat out ended the way it did. And yeah, so if I can look at, I think it's Game Center. I keep thinking Game Center is the video recap, but what am I looking for again? What's his face's ice time? I don't know if they're gonna give it to me. That sounded really weird. I don't know if they're gonna. Oh yeah, 100% they do. Okay, Pari actually played 12 minutes apparently, but yeah. Goldminer 63. Thank you for the comment. The Davidson goal was called off because Hildeby's pads were pushed across the goal line with a stick, with Waz's stick. I know you can't push the goalie's pad with a stick, but still, it looks like he crosses like a second before his pads get pushed. Like, if they said that upon further review of the play, the call on the ice stands, there's no goal. Hildeby's pads were pushed over the line, and that's what caused the goal to be scored. But it's no goal. You can't do that. If they had said his pads get pushed, which causes the puck to go over, yeah, that's fair. But when you look on the replay, it looks like the puck's just about to cross a second before Wall gets a stick in there. So, yeah. Sporty, yeah. Columbus beat Rochester 6-3. Was it actually your guys' Rochester squad? Okay, I'm going to test this theory. Let me actually look at this. Was it Rochester? Oh my god, yes, this was. Holy hell. Noah Ostlin, Cheveldayoff, Dunn, Fiddler Schultz, Jobst, Kisakov, Murray, Rosen, Sluggeth, Nuchev, Wolberg, Hellenius, Rathbone, Poolman, not Tucker, Leonin, Metsa, Komarov, not Leo, Novikov, Sandstrom, and Ratzlev. Holy shit, that's your Rochester squad. Dude, where are the big boys for you guys? Like, they've played, like, one game. Rochester beat Ottawa the other day. Yeah, I did see. You gotta love to see it. And, yeah. Anderson ended up pushing Fare around. You love to see that. Oh, duh! Yeah, they're in fucking Europe. I watched that game yesterday. Duh. I watched that game literally yesterday, or whenever it was the other day. I would say it was a fun game, but it was what, 5-0 Buffalo over Red Bull? Like, jeez, like, you couldn't even let them get a goddamn goal. Like, it's preseason, dude. Okay, that's actually really cool. They do recognize Red Bull München as a team on that day. That's really fun. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Like, you guys can let them score a goal, like, pull the goalie, let one of their guys score. Let Jonathan Blum score, bro. Peterka scored, so that's true. Peterka did score in, I think, literally his home arena. He's German, right? Pretty sure he's German. So yeah, love to see the guys sticking up for the new star on the team. How we pulling up to MCW opening night? 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, you guys can follow the Twitter at MCW_YT. I'm going to see if there's anybody else that has elected to follow, and there is not. You guys, traders, no. Please go follow again at MCW_YT. I want to see at least 5. I want to see at least 5 followers by the time the show starts at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, how are you pulling up? Suits and ties only. Exactly, Sporty. Suits and ties only. Wrestlers got to come in that. They don't have to come in the suits and tie. Okay, you know what? That's weird. Let me just move on. So the Habs pull the goalie with about 2-3 minutes left. I think just under 3 minutes left is when they pulled Primo. They quickly put him back in because the Leafs get control of the puck, and then they pull him again. Habs get really good zone control actually here. It's like a minute straight with the extra attacker. Pass, shot. All right, get it against the boards, pass, shot. You're trying to find Caulfield, just couldn't get open enough. Found Dach, he had a good chance. I really don't like, admittedly, when they had Slav on the left side, Caulfield on the right side. But it felt like that first unit was getting more opportunities at that point. On the power play, I should say. Hero was working fine. And what do you know it? Montreal scores. It's a late goal. Kirby Dach with an empty net. Into the empty net. He puts it on Toronto's empty net because Hildeby loses the his goalie stick. Great pass. Dach has a wide open net and he buries it with 1:44 left. Hudson and Savard there. Sylph, thank you for subscribing to the Religion of the Puff Club, my good sir. Much appreciated. I really should change that. I really should log into my Streamlabs account. Unless there's a way for me to do it on here. I don't think there is. But let me see. Let me see if there is a way for me to do this on OBS after stream. Because I really got to change that, bro. I got to... I gotta change that, dude. The Puff Club can no longer exist, unfortunately. Thank you very much, P. Diddy, you fucking weirdo. So Badak scores from Hudson and Suzuki. Make it 2-1 there. We have a chance. Hudson, by the way, with phenomenal passing ability there. Just wired it right onto the stick of Dach, who just needs a little tap in and buries it. That's pretty good. Habs do pressure. There's an empty net with a minute left. Nothing there. There's an icing on the Leafs with about 20 seconds left. Habs call a timeout. There's then another icing with about 8 seconds left exactly after the Leafs win the faceoff. Look for the empty net. They don't get it. There's a scramble in front. Leafs clear at the last second. Habs just couldn't get it. Final shots end up being 27-22 for the Habs. Leafs win again, 2-1. This time due to Dennis Hildeby. So yeah, the Canadiens, back-to-back losses, surprisingly, after back-to-back wins, which, yeah, sounds like the Canadiens of the last 3 years, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm trying to load up the YouTube studio to see how many people have watched this stream so far. Oh god. Oh yeah. So yeah. Wow. People have actually been voting in a minute here. Weirdly, this is very funny. We're at 1,062 subscribers, which is the same as it was like 10 days ago, but we've lost 2 subscribers apparently, which is really, really funny. Thank you guys, by the way, for the 140 views on this stream so far. Sorry. Wait. There's no way. There's no way that's tonight. Never mind. Thank you guys for the 204 views. Holy shit, thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. So yeah, guys, we're going to do the stats for the Canadiens, and then we are going to get on out here. However, before we do, I will say, again, MCW opening night tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be up here live. I'm going to be there. I'm putting a lot of work into this. I'm going to be doing a lot more work right after the stream ends while I'm talking with Sporty, so yeah, wish me luck there. There's a lot of work that's going to need to go in onto this. So, yeah, there's that. So, yeah, guys, again, thank you all. The news bar on the bottom says Cedric Fare instead of Pare. Oh, does it? Oh, William, thank you. I appreciate that. Fuck, you know, it's the end of the stream. I might as well just leave it. Who cares? Who cares? It's the only time he's ever going to have his name said in the NHL anyways. Grinch, good night, Rice, everybody. I'll check it out after each game versus the Leafs. Hey, thank you. Just listening on your insight on the game. Hey, Grinch, thank you, man. I'm glad that you're a Leafs fan who enjoyed talking with a Habs fan. Appreciate that. Thank you much. Thank you very much, my good sir. So yeah, again, MCW opening night happening tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not forget. Follow the Twitter, MCW_YT, for all the matches that are happening tomorrow. And do not forget as well, go to the stream. It's on the channel, and hit the remind me button, because you'll get reminded, I think, half an hour before the stream goes live, and then you'll be reminded right when the stream goes live. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very enjoyable. Hell yeah. So yeah. Yeah, the irony, a Quebec-born player injures Laine, and should George Laraque teach Slavkovsky defensive fighting skills? Joe, no. I don't think it should be Laraque, because Laraque really never fought anybody. At least in Montreal, he never really fought. But, defensive fighting, I don't know if that's Laraque style. Laraque felt more like a very big, like, rock 'em and sock 'em type of guy. I don't know about defensive fighting skills, but I mean, Slavkovsky has a fight a year, it feels like. I think he fought once last year and then once this year in preseason so far, obviously, so far. Have I said that enough? So, I mean, I don't know. If Slav does want to fight a little more, then yeah, maybe. But I don't know. If it's like a once-a-year thing where it's like, hey, you know what? I'm in the mood. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Mood feels right. Let's drop the gloves. Then, yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I don't think it's really a top priority for Slav, really. Miss some of it. Hey, well, you know, no problem, Grinch. As long as you watched some of it and you had fun, you enjoyed yourself, that's awesome. Again, hope to see you in the future. So yeah, guys, again, we're going to get into the Canadian stats, and we're going to work on our way out of here in just a minute. So the Canadian stats are as follows. Alex Barré-Boulet leads the team with a goal, 2 assists for 3 points. Michael Pezzetta leads the team in goals with 2, which is pretty fun. Emil Heineman and Nick Suzuki each with a goal and assist. Jared Davidson, Oliver Kapanen, William Trudeau, and Lane Hudson each with 2 assists. Luke Tuck, David Savard, Josh Anderson, Christian Dvorak, and Kirby Dach each with a goal. Joshua Waugh, Logan Mailloux, Xavier Simoneau, Owen Beck each with an assist. Josh Anderson, Arber Xhekaj, and Yuri Slavkovsky each with a fight. Caden Primo, Jacob Dobesh, Sam Montembeault, and Connor Hughes each have a shutout. So, yeah. That is, again, going to do it for today's stream, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share on everything, which includes, but is not at all limited to, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Fare. Subscribe to the Puff Club, the Hades Club, the Sub Hub, and the D Nation. If you remember the Mod Squad, thank you for all your constant streams and videos. It is much greatly appreciated. Whew! Links in the description. Check those out, guys. All of them, please. I didn't put it in the description, but also, MCW opening night is tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please follow the Twitter at MCW_YT if you guys want to see the matches that are happening tomorrow. If you do want to be surprised, of course, there's that. You could always be surprised. But yeah, we're hoping that MCW pops off. And yeah. Peace, Grinch. Thank you for coming by. Good night. Stay solid. You too, my good sir. Appreciate it a lot. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Rice, and I am out. I'm already out. Always remember, no matter how bad we were last year, how okay we'll be like this year. Go Habs, go, baby. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Rice again, and I am out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Bye.